Hey everybody, I'm Evan Hammonds for bloodhorse.com and welcome to After the Wire, which is brought to you by EquiAid, the makers of Bodybuilder, Air Blast, and other fine natural products. The preps have been run and it's time to get serious about handicapping the Kentucky Derby. Of course, there's still so much more ahead. Arrivals at Churchill Downs, observing how they look in the mornings, and the post-position draw the Wednesday before the Run for the Roses. However, sifting back through the prep races can offer some big clues to unlocking the winner on the first Saturday in May. So here are my top five moves heading into the Derby. Number 5, way out west, they run the Sunland Derby just west of El Paso, and this year's renewal gave us the breakout performance by the Bob Baffert-trained Cheetu. Now, while he fell shy of Candy Boy in the Robert Lewis, he came back 6 weeks later in the Sunland Derby. Breaking from the outside 9 slot, Cheetu and Martin Garcia got good position early, and they zipped along pretty quickly. Got a half in 46 and 2, 6 furlongs in 109 and 3. Midnight Hawk and jockey Mike Smith came to Cheetu's outside and made first run at the lead. Now here's where it gets interesting. Midnight Hawk seems to have the edge, but it is Cheetu who battles back and pulls clear inside the 16th pole to then draw away by 2 1/4 lengths in 147 and 4. A 13 and 1 final eighth, not a great time, but it's okay under the early pace scenario. A son of sprinter Henny Hughes, Cheetu is out of the AP Indy mare Sea Gift, and Cheetu's second dam set a course mark going 9 furlongs at Bay Meadows. And there's also a lot more stamina underneath on the dam side if you're wondering about the pedigree. Number 4, on February 8th at Santa Anita Park, Candy Boy was making his 2014 debut in the Robert Lewis Stakes. With Gary Stevens up, he was sitting inside horses on the far turn, tracking a long shot, and Cheetu threw 6 furlongs in a solid 110 and 4. Now from there, the oversized son of Candy Ride took to the outside, and once he got going and lumbering and moving again, he got going past Cheetu, who we just previously saw in the Sunland Derby, and favored Midnight Hawk with an impressive stretch run to win by a half length. Just as impressive, if not even more so, was his strong gallop out past the wire at Santa Anita. Now with the right trip, he is a danger for the Kentucky Derby. Number 3, February 22nd at Fairgrounds. There was a sneaky good performance put in by Opportunity in the Risen Star Stakes. Moving well under, you guessed it, Martin Garcia. Opportunity commences a rally before they hit the turn, and then he's forced wide around the bend. Now, the fractions up front were fairly soft, 48 and 1 and 113 flat. However, Opportunity is able to gain some on the leader while moving from the middle of the track in towards the rail. While the excitement and all the hubbub was up front, with Intense Holiday and Albano battling for the win, Opportunity was showing resolve while passing horses late to go from 7th to finish 4th when they hit the wire. That would pay off in his next start, which turned out to be a win in the Rebel Stakes at Oak Lawn. Number 2, it was just 2 weeks ago. Danza was a 41 to 1 shot in the Arkansas Derby. Now I believe he has a legitimate chance to win the Kentucky Derby off his rail skimming ride under Joe Bravo. Now sure, he had a nice rail trip early and was under no pressure, but when Bravo pushed the button, Danza responded, running quickly to split the rail with favored Bayern to get the lead. And that move continued as well once he got the lead. His final eighth, which was run in 12 seconds and 1/5, is as fast as any as you'll find in this year's Derby field. A duplication of that effort, and I could easily see him wearing the roses for Eclipse Thoroughbred Partners and trainer Todd Pletcher. Number 1, we're not going to unearth anything new here, simply this. California Chrome's final 5/8 of the Santa Anita Derby was devastating to his rivals that day and is clearly the best run up to Louisville, as you'll find in 2014. The Calbrad sat right off a solid pace of 47 flat for the opening half, biding his time to allow Candy Boy and Opportunity to think like they might have a chance, and then just simply blew them away around the turn and as they straighten away in the lane. California Chrome threw down a third quarter of 24-1, leaving the others with just a handful of feathers, and then added insult to injury with a 12-2 final eighth. That resulted in a 5 1/4 length win over Opportunity and Candy Boy, both of whom we've just seen earlier on this list of replays. Now there you have it, my 5 best preps leading up to this year's Kentucky Derby. Starting now, get all of your Derby news and updates right here at bloodhorse.com. I'd like to thank you all for watching After the Wire.